Good afternoon, everybody. I think we'll give it a minute more. There's still people joining before we start, or just a few seconds anyway. Just be patient a little bit. Thank you anyway for joining. Yes, let's go on. So, good afternoon. My name is Lorraine. I am involved in the valve industry since 1993, and I'll be your host for the next 30 minutes. I've been with Raman since 2016, been involved there. During the webinar, your questions in the chat box, and we will answer them at the end of the sessions. So before we go into the technical details, we want to briefly show you how the session is structured. We will start with the basics. What is check valves, why it matters, and where it is typically used. From there, we will move into real engineering questions. Why similar check valves can behave very differently depending on the systems. The key part of the webinar is understanding that velocity alone does not control check valves. We will then compare some different check valves, and then we take a look at the Raman Bass swing check valve and spring assist check valve. So who is Raman? Raman was founded in 1945 and with headquarters in Stockholm, Sweden. We have our own manufacturing facility in Fagersta, Sweden, and with a worldwide distribution network. Raman have several products and services like control valves, tank safety equipment, safety relief valves, and we also do service in Sweden. Raman manufacture their own ball sector valve, the Raman VAC, which is the vacuum breaker, and the Raman Bass, the check valve, and that is what we're going to discuss today. And then also we have several agency products for the Scandinavian market. You can find us in several industries, actually all of them: marine, pulp and paper, energy, chemical, mining and minerals, food and beverage, and water and wastewater, to name a few. So if you are, a lot of people already joined, so we have a request. We have a short interactive questions. It will not take long. We don't want to take too much time. It is 2 questions, and we just want you to scan the QR code. After you scan the QR code, you will immediately be taken to a website. You don't have to log in. All that you do is just answer the questions. So there are 2 questions. The one is, you can do it now. Which factors do you consider most when selecting a check valve? Only the line size, pressure drop, flow rates or kV, the orientation, the density, flow velocity, and flow force. Thank you very much. I see that the people are already doing some information there. Then the second question. Let me give you some time for the first one. Thank you very much. In the meanwhile, I'll take the second question is, which feature of Raman Bass check valves is most important for your projects? We have listed some features there. We have titanium and super duplex in stock. Wafer design, which is a short face-to-face, that it conforms to PED category 3, sizes up to DN 600, low weight, this is pipe diameter, economical, and Raman's extreme service coating, the EDS coating. So great. And immediately when you finish putting the answer, you will actually all see, you will see the answers of what it is, mainly what there is. Okay, I'm going to. So we are going to discuss something that is surprisingly misunderstood in the industry systems. What actually controls check valves behavior? Many engineers focus on line size, pressure. Those are important, but operating systems, many check valves problems are caused by something else, an unstable force balance acting on the disk. This session is not intended to be a product presentation. It is an engineering-focused discussion about why valves behave differently, why some systems chatter, why others remain stable, and how to think about selecting more dynamically and realistically. But before we continue discuss stability, chatter, and sizing philosophy, it is important that we first establish the common understanding of the basic functions of check valves. At its core, a check valve is an automatic protection device designed to allow forward flow and prevent reverse flow. Unlike control valves or isolation valve, a check valve operates entirely from the dynamic forces generated by the fluid itself. When the forward flow force becomes strong enough, the disc opens. When the force decreases or reverse, the gravity and the internal spring, if it is equipped with that, drives the disc back into the seal of the fluid going into reverse flow directions. This sounds simple, but in reality, the disc movement is highly dynamic. The disk continues to respond to velocity, pressure, density, turbulence, and changing operating conditions. That means a check valve is not simply an open or closed component. It is continuously moving mechanically systems interacting with a dynamic fluid system. And that is exactly why proper selection matters so much. Sizing a check valve correctly means considering the fluid has enough strength or force to hold the moving mass, the disc, stably open. So, why do we spend time discussing a simple check valve? Well, because its failure ripples throughout your entire project and your budget. When a pump or compressor shuts down, the high pressure fluid downstream wants to rush backwards. If your check valve fails to close fast enough, that reverse flow will spin your expensive pump impellers backwards, destroying bearings and snapping drive shafts. Additionally, too slow closing check valves allow massive columns of fluid to gain reverse momentum, resulting in catastrophic water hammer, and they finally slam shut. Considering an emergency shutter valve that needs to close within milliseconds, for sure that will cause sudden backflow in your piping system. A reliable check valve doesn't just block reverse flow, it preserves a structural integrity of your entire piping network. So where are check valves used? Check valves are used everywhere, but every process application treats them differently. In high mass liquid loop like water distribution or district heating, we deal with incompressible fluids, where controlling hydraulic shock is the main priority. In steam loops, the valve must withstand several thermal cycling, flattening, and water droplet erosion, but also protect against condensate reverse flow due to system pressure changes. When you move into gas service or compressor lines, the fluid becomes highly compressible and sometimes low in density. A check valve design that runs perfectly in a heavy, dense water line can easily fail when it is installed in a light density gas. So, as manufacturers, engineers, distributors, and end users, we must evaluate the media first, not just the pipe size. So, let's get into some different models of the check valves. Let's look at the primary check valves you will find in the field. Let's think of the Raman BAS 102 as your high efficiency baseline check valve. Because there are no spring resistance, your system pressure drop is minimal. However, it relies entirely on the backflow velocity and gravity to shut. It helps in steady, clean lines where sudden flows reversal and severe water hammer are not a threat. The BAS 302 is our proactive problem solver. By adding a spring, we ensure that the valve closes the exact milliseconds flow velocity drops to zero, well before the fluid has a chance to reverse direction. The simple mechanical addition of this spring is insurance policy against water hammer and instability. When dealing with large pipe diameters, heavy flanged swing check valves become structural and economically a nightmare. Standard swing check valves and double door check valves solve this by slashing weight and the footprint, offering incredibly fast closing times across big pipelines. The tilting disc, however, like an aeroplane wing, the pivot point allows it to open fully with minimal travel distance. It excels in high energy streams and water applications because it bridges the gap between low pressure drop and a rapid non-slam closure. It does come, unfortunately, with a high cost. If you are protecting a high consequence gas compressor, you can install an axial flow check valve. Gas systems experience incredible fast flow reversal. The nozzle design has an ultra short stroke and heavy spring that snaps as it shuts silently before a shockwave can form. It is expensive, but it is important for the asset protection. The Raman BAFR piston check valve, a high pressure drop for absolute reliability and maintenance simplicity because it's guided on a rigid axis. It won't bind or stick, but best of all, your maintenance team can service the internals from the back here. So the ball check valve, on the other hand, has a ball that is opening and closing as the flow passes through. The design is valued for simplicity and tolerance, and it has a lot of tolerance for contaminated and solid laden media and slurries. However, I want to bring your attention to the Raman EDS Extreme Duty Service. Traditionally, swing check valves are only used in clean liquids and gases with limited particles. However, our bass swing check valve with the Raman EDS Extreme Duty Service coating for abrasive service provide coating harder than ceramic line check valves and have proven with great success in abrasive media applications where ceramic and standard ball check valves have failed. Good. So where does Raman fit into the picture? So the triangle below, you will see that there is low pressure drop, dynamic stability, and fast closure at the bottom. So different types of check valve bring different benefits. Approximately placement. So a swing check valve without a spring assistance have very low pressure drops. Axial check valves have fast closing. Spring assist check valve is right there in the middle. Dual plate and wafer style check valves is between speed and compactness. Tilting disc for high stability. But within the wafer swing category, especially with the option of spring assistance, the Raman BAS 302 concept is positioned as a strong technical balance solution. A little bit higher pressure drop, but good stability and fast closure. So this is why we are here today. Why some check valves fail. Let's demystify why check valves fail in the field. The most destructive killer in the check valve isn't backflow or water hammer. It is a phenomenon called mechanical chatter. When a valve is only partially open, the disc hangs unsupported in the middle of the turbulence flow. It began to flutter, vibrate rapidly like a flag in the wind. If the flow force isn't strong enough to push it all the way open, the flutter escalates to chatter. When the disc physically hammers against its own seat and internal travel stop hundreds of times a minute. This structural hammering wears hinges and pins down to threads, turns round shaft journals into ovals, and sometimes break internal parts off completely. Those pieces wash down the line, wreak havoc in downstream equipment like pumps, turbines, valves, and flow meters. Another reason why check valves fails is the focus is only on certain parameters. In many industrial projects, check valves are selected primarily using line size, flow capacity, and pressure drop requirement. And these are important, but they are not sufficient. A valve can pass the required flow, meet pressure drop requirements, and still fail dynamically in real situations. This is one of the major engineering problems with oversimplified sizing. Because check valves are not static components, they are dynamic mechanical systems. The disc is continually responding to fluid force, gravity, spring force, turbulence, and pressure changes. So when we have a valve that can pass enough capacity, the delta P is acceptable, we may completely ignore stability, chatter risk, and transient flow behavior. That is why two systems that looks acceptable on paper can behave completely different in operation. So the real question is, what actually controls the disk? Well, velocity is not what controls the disk. Although most manufacturers states the resistance curve versus velocity based on water. The equation explains most check valve stability problems. F, dynamic force, is directly proportional or equal to density times the velocity squared. So fluid density multiplied by the velocity. This means that velocity alone does not determine stability. The density of the fluid is equally important. Let's compare water and gas. Water has very high density, but means even relatively moderate velocities can generate strong stability force on the disk. A gas is completely different. Gas density may have 50, 100 or more times lower density than water. So even if the gas velocity appears acceptable, there may still be not enough force to hold the disk fully open. This is why many engineers becomes confused. They see a velocity that looks acceptable, but the valve still chatters. The reason is simple. Velocity is not the real controlling parameter. Dynamic force is. And because density changes significantly between liquids, gases, low pressure gas, high pressure gas, and steam, the check valve behavior changes dramatically as well. So, and to continue with the formula of the previous slide, gas systems are often some of the most difficult applications for check valves, especially low pressure gas systems. And the reason again comes back to density. At low pressure, the gas density becomes very low. This means that the gas simply cannot generate enough stability force on the disk. The result is a flutter, unstable opening, chatter, or an accelerated mechanical wear. Now, compare this with a higher pressure gas and higher pressure. The density increases, stabilizing forces increases, and the valve becomes more stable. This is exactly why 5 bar CO2 behave completely different compared to that low pressure system. The valve itself did not change, the physics changed. This is also why low pressure gas applications often benefit from spring assisted design, different check valve types, or reduced valve sizes, because these designs help compensate for insufficient stability force due to lower densities. So one of the most common mistakes in the check valve selection is oversizing. The widespread practice is selecting the valve size equal to the pipe size without evaluating flow conditions. Well, many engineers assume larger valve size equals safer design or choose a line size valve. Here is the single most common mistake made by technical buyers and engineers, ordering a check valve based strictly on the pipe diameter. Sizing software will back you up, showing that it's beautiful ultra low delta P. But for a check valve, this is often the opposite. As diameter increases, Diameter increases, velocity decreases. But here is the trap. A larger valve has a massive internal flow area. And massive internal flow area, lower velocity. And with lower velocity, the dynamic stability force drops as well. Remember the equation earlier? So a valve that opens appears hydraulically safe from pressure drop and kV perspective may actually become dynamically unstable. This is one of the hidden dangers of selecting only for a low delta P and line size. If your flow rate drops, low velocity cannot generate enough lift to push the heavy disc open to a stable backstop. The disc becomes trapped halfway between this and sitting directly in the highest zone of fluid turbulence. Sizing for the lowest possible pressure drop often forces the valve into a permanent state of chatter. The valve may open, partially oscillate, chatter under beat impact. This becomes especially severe in gas systems, intermittent systems, and systems with variable flow. So, one of the key engineering lessons is this: check valves. For check valves, too large is often worse than slightly smaller. Many people think that springs are only for closing the valve. Well, from the engineering perspective, the spring is also a stability device. It changes the force balance on the disc. It helps damp oscillations, reduce flutter, improve low flow stability, and reduce slam during shutdown. This is especially important in low density gas, compressors, applications, and fluctuating flow. The trade-off, on the other hand, is increased cracking pressure and resistance. But in difficult application, that trade-off is often well worth the while. So you do not get everything. One of the most important realities in engineering is that every design improves, creates a trade-off somewhere else. Check valves are no exception. If we increase valve size, pressure drop decreases and the capacity increases, but the stability often becomes worse. If we reduce the valve size, the stability might improve, but the pressure drop might increase. If we add a spring, the stability improves, slam improves, but the cracking pressure and the resistance might be sacrificed. So there's always a trade-off. There is no universally perfect check valve. Every application requires balancing capacity, pressure drop, dynamic behavior, and operational stability. That balance is what real engineering selection is about. So, the correct engineering selection sequence is: correct selection is the capacity, is inputs, the capacity, size for delta P, is it stable, what's the dynamic risk, and then determine if get some warning signals out of this. The important point is that hydraulic pass is not the same as a stable valve. The tool or engineer must also ask, will the disc remain stable at minimum flow? And that is very important. And is the selected valve practical in this line? The sizing result without a warning logic is only a calculator, not an engineering tool. So what's our final takeaways? Stop thinking of velocity alone. Velocity is useful, but density changes the meaning of velocity. Oversizing can create instability. A spring are stability devices. Valve type selection is about trade-offs. The correct valve is not just the one that passes the datasheet calculation. The correct valve is the one that remains stable and reliable in the real system. So now I want to quickly get into our product line. So Raman does not offer a single valve type and claim it fixes every problem. As Raman valves, we know that different piping environments introduce entirely different mechanical stress. We match internal valve mechanics directly to the reality of your process flow. Every valve in our BAS or BAFR series is built on rugged, heavy-duty hardware. We utilize thicker shafts and thicker discs. beefed up hinges, and tightly tolerance journals. This eliminates the common headache for ovalization and mechanical wear caused by systematic line turbulence. You get extended valve lifespan and drastically reduced maintenance. For steady high density liquid lines where power consumption and pumping costs are critical, our BAS 102 is the go-to because it has no spring. It offers a completely unobstructed flow path and very low pressure drop. It opens at the absolute lowest flow rates, maximizing system energy efficiency and saving the operational power cost. Conversely, if you are dealing with a variable flow, low pressure gas application or loops prone to pipeline flutter, we step up with our BAS 302. The integrated spring assist act as the continuum mechanical stabilizer. It proves a constant counterforce that eliminates low flow chatter and guarantees fast dynamic response to stop backflow before it can slam. Note that the size scale here, we can take the stability all the way up to a DN600. When we move down to small bore systems, the DN8 to DN25, the mechanical challenge shifts towards high system pressures and tight spaces. This is where the BAFR 435 comes in. It's an angle lift check valve. While the wafer series handles up to PN40, the BAFR 435 steps up to massive PN100 rating with a very fast dynamic response. Across the entire lineup, we don't compromise on tightness. Every single valve model has a rate A shutoff according to EN 12266-7. Unlike mass production valves that we suffer from that suffer from porosity defects, our BAS 102 check valve are machined from high integrity solid bar stock material in our production facility in Fagersta, Sweden, and we have stock for both super duplex and titanium materials from stock. Since it's machined from bar stock, we readily manufacture it from other high alloys and exotic materials by on request. So where we are for high volume utility lines, district heating and cooling waters, the ultra low pressure drop of our BAS 102 keeps massive volumes moving while keeping your energy bills to the absolute minimum. In gas distribution, our variable flow process industries, where low pressure drops can cause standard valves to flutter to death, our spring-assisted BAS 302 eliminates chatter completely. For high temperature, high pressure gas and steam and condensate systems, the rugged BAFR 35 angle design handles thermal and pressure shocks without breaking a sweat. And finally, for aggressive media and chemical plants and the corrosive seawater systems, our premium alloy bar stock like titanium super duplex combines with our rate 80 leakage ensure maximum environmental safety and compact lifespan. The bottom line, we don't expect one valve to fit all of the industries. We provide the exact mechanics and metallurgy to conquer each question. So on our product platform, you can go to process valves, go to the configurator. On the configurator, you choose BAS 102, 302 or the BAFR, and then you can select the line size and the type, and it will give you the price if you are logged in and your discount. So questions, please feel free to ask. I'll quickly open here and see what questions we already have. I'm not sure, I don't see any questions at this stage, but I quickly we have 1 minute. So why PED is important? PED 3 gives extra safety confidence. It means that the valve is not only built as a standard component, but has been assessed for more demanding pressure applications where size, gas temperature, and stored energies make failure very serious. For DN 350 and greater sizes gas application PN16, PED category 3 is a must. And because gases stored high compressible energy, and in large valve sizes, the consequence of pressure equipment failure becomes significant serious. So, guys, that is why PD category 3 is important. Thank you from my side. I think that is all. If there's any questions, please contact us, call us, email us, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you very much.